He's very sleepy. Are you sleepy, baby? Baby panther? He's just gonna go right back to sleep. Cats can sleep anywhere. Hey, Michelle. How's everyone doing? This is pulse check number, probably 15. Does anybody still have a pulse out there? Hey Joshua. Who still has a pulse? Andrea, you got a pulse still?
Yep. Steady.
Steady beating. I had to switch to my husband's account. The two Michelles are here. Why? What happened to your other account? If I'm not a mod, then most of my comments get erased. That's a bit odd. Because the realm is magical. We just have things coming and going like the quantum field. It's popping in and out of reality. Sarcasm on the it's awesome. I mean, the realm hasn't blown itself up yet. That's somewhat of a good sign. Did the realm blow up yet? Not quite. Not gonna? I think we've already tried like every single different variation of blowing shit up that we could. We probably started blowing ourselves back and forth in time. Do you want to share, Michelle? Michelle? Would you like to share any details of how sarcastically awesome it is? Tea? Tea or hot chocolate?
Tea. You want some?
Sure. I stay home with my nonverbal 5-year-old, so connecting with people in small chat rooms and small channels helps me immeasurably. Well, that's good. Good to have you here. Do you have any pets to pet? Do you have a significant other around? Who else is watching Man in the High Castle? That's what I'm curious about. If anybody would like to have more opportunities to join this, because I know a lot more people watch these after they're live, go find your notifications bell and make sure it's on, because YouTube likes disabling that conveniently without asking you. So go make sure your notifications bell for the channel is on. Michelle Lemus. We have 3. Do we only have 3 Michelles in the chat? Do we only have Michelles? we just have 4 Michelles in here. Michelle, meet Michelle, meet Michelle, meet Michelle. It's the night of the Michelles. Today is also my birthday. Happy birthday. How old are you?
Can't ask her that.
I certainly can. She doesn't have to answer. Thank you.
It's not ready yet. You gotta let it. Give it like 5 minutes.
Okay.
Otherwise, it'll just taste like water.
Okay. 56. See? She was able to share.
She's a wise woman.
56. Wow. How does that feel? Do you feel like you know everything about the realm by now?
Can you slide over just a tiny bit?
Slide over?
Just a little tiny bit. This.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Adds to 11. Great number. I don't know what that means. Feels good. I feel like the older we get, the less severe the stuff that goes on here is. It sort of mellows out as you get older. Or else you just get more of a sheen of like buffer against all the bullshit. No pets yet. Maybe a service dog for my autistic son. You should make her a...
I was gonna ask her if I could.
Yeah. Andrea makes...
Ask her if I can make her a puzzle piece.
Would you like her to make you a puzzle piece for your autistic son? Do you have a piece, or they're gone?
I sold them the two I made. That's Michelle, right?
I mean, there's 4 Michelles. I don't know who is who. I could probably share it on here if
I
there's
think I know who it is.
if there's a sold. Maybe she got one already.
No. I know who it is. I wanted to make her one. She's the one that always comments on my So Sweet on my.
Michelle Canham.
Yeah.
But she's in here too, though. Yeah, she's in here too. This is somebody else.
Oh.
I think. Yeah, it's somebody else. Unless Joshua Free is also Michelle Canyon.
Yeah, it is.
Joshua Free?
She said she's on her husband's account.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean she's the same Michelle.
Yeah, but it's Canham Free on Facebook. It's together.
That has nothing. Oh, it is? Michelle, are you here under 2 names? Okay, so she just made one comment with a different handle and then popped in with another account.
I think so.
Okay.
Anyways,
I'm slightly less
I'm
confused
gonna
now.
make her a puzzle piece. I don't even have to ask her.
Okay. You haven't sent her anything yet?
No.
Andrea's gonna make you a gift. So we just need an address at some point. She says she'll purchase one from you.
No, I'm gonna make her one. I'm gonna send it to her in prison.
Free of charge? I don't know if she'll accept that, but
Come on.
sure. Hey Peter, long time no see. How you have been doing? She says I insist.
I insist.
I had a feeling it was gonna be something like that. Then why are boomers driving 4 hours to get the vaccine? They have not learned much. I didn't say they were getting any smarter, I just said the rum wasn't as abrasive. And I'm only speaking for myself. Maybe for other people it gets worse with age. Boomers are into the old programming. Got that right. I mean, our parents are boomers, right?
I think your parents are boomers.
Whoever's 70 years old right now. The ones that are stealing all the Social Security benefits.
Yeah.
You never uploaded those?
No, I haven't uploaded anything. Like a year. The last thing that was on my camera was this. From Portland.
Oh, you're on your actual camera.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Let that go, just watch the show. I don't know, I feel like the vaccines is just a different universe.
I better stay that way.
It better stay that way. It's some odd, like, self-masochistic way of feeling safe. It's like,
And feeling good.
yeah. It's like you put on a hammer, like, headache cure. Just smack yourself with this.
Look at that.
Hmm.
I like it.
Mm-hmm. This will cure your headache, guaranteed. The harder you hit, the better the cure. You can't really complain after you've taken a vaccine for a disease that clearly doesn't exist. So whatever comes for you because of that, that's completely your fault.
Well, maybe not in the past, but now this one.
This one's different. She says, Andrea, you are so very kind.
Who, Michelle?
Mm-hmm.
She's very kind, always saying such sweet things on my pictures.
Yeah, she comments on almost all of them.
I know. Brightens my day.
Super Bowl programming. Superb Owl programming going on now. Is that thing going on right now? I thought that was like midday. Oh, it usually goes into the evening, huh?
Yeah, it's a nighttime thing.
I thought the energy would feel heavier because of all the ritual stuff, but today actually felt pretty nice. Still does.
Yesterday was weird.
Yeah, yesterday was pretty funky. We went on a really nice long bike ride today. Andrea almost got blown off the sidewalk.
Sure did.
How have you been doing, Peter? You're in... Where are you? I think you said you were in Europe somewhere, right?
See, that's when I was on the sidewalk and I couldn't get close to them.
Zoom in.
That's what it was like.
Keep going. He's pretty clear.
Yeah, but I don't want to be zooming in that much on my pictures.
That's as clear as I get on my iPhone.
Yeah.
Unless I'm like a foot away.
Yeah, but I'm not using an iPhone. I'm using a nice camera.
Yeah.
But these are the ones that I got closer. See, that's much better.
Yeah. Look at his butt.
No.
Andrea was taking pictures of prairie dogs today. So she should be uploading some of those for whoever's following on the social sites. Peter. Are you the Peter that I made a mod a long time ago? Or am I thinking of somebody else? I feel like that Peter had a different last name. Our name means like God. Peter means stone. Yeah, I thought it was Peter. It was somebody from Europe. He was my one and only mod. I think he...
Naughton.
Oh, it was Peter Naughton. Never mind. Sorry, Peter Wagner. Is it...
Sounds very neat.
Is it Wagner or Wagner? Trolls don't really come around the channel anyway, but the few that I've had come around, I think Peter might have shut a couple of them up. Yeah, he still is a mod. He's my only mod. Andrea has an impeccable memory. Yeah, she knows a lot more about my subs than I do.
I just associate. I name associate. Only because I see the names. Normally I'm terrible with names.
Mm. So you should be good at chess then.
Why?
Good memory is good for chess.
Not how I play.
You just remember all the bad moves you played?
No, I mean, I just play random. I don't remember anything.
My memory is pretty bad, but somehow I'm still decent at chess. It's confusing
More
realm.
than decent.
More than decent. Sometimes. I gotta get back into studying again. But if these things over the next few weekends go well, maybe I'll have more impetus. We call Murphy's Law Wagner's Way. I used to always talk about how Murphy's Law is just like the general law of this universe. Like the base root law. Anyway, if you haven't been watching Man in the High Castle, you should. It's all about time travel. Multiple realities intertwining. This strange time has allowed and afforded me more opportunity to go within. When are you going to talk with Aurora? I liked your last show. It's not on Netflix, it's on Amazon. It's free if you have Amazon Prime, but I don't know if it's available or if you have to pay for it if you don't have Amazon Prime. Not really sure. Speaking of Amazon, Bezos has reportedly stepped down from the chief executive officer position. Don't know what that means, but probably doesn't mean a lot.
Well, it does mean a lot. Probably means something sketchy as fuck.
I mean, there were so many presidents and CEOs. Remember that period of time where someone was like, such and so CEO stepped down, and there were like 50 of them all at once?
It was just this last year.
But it was like everybody forgot about that.
I didn't. I remember. I just expected there to be some sort of fallout from it besides just the fact that they stepped down. Like something else should have happened. But didn't.
It's like the news doesn't have any more impact besides you hear that it happened, and then that's it. There's no more impact beyond that. It's like if we heard Hawaii sunk into the ocean, and we hear a few snippets. Hawaii sunk into the ocean, and the next day it'd be like, COVID has risen.
COVID can fuck right off.
COVID has exponentially risen in the land where Hawaii used to be, or in the spot of ocean where Hawaii used to be. What if we are an individual expressions of a larger consciousness?
I saw it somewhere today from Yellow Rose for Texas. She's saying, because I never understand like where her stance is.
Mm-hmm.
She said, someone asked something, and she said we are prisoners of war, basically, plugged in on enemy ships, basically.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
What war?
Some crazy battle, I don't know.
Hmm.
But I mean, I've had that thought cross my mind before, but I hadn't really thought about it recently.
Well, our captors must think we're valuable then.
That's because we are valuable.
We're going to sabotage the program from within. Yeah, I've heard of that before. I mean, the general understanding I have is that we're all unique expressions of the one consciousness. There's only one. At the core, there's only one what you could call being, I think.
Well, that's at the way pulled back.
Yeah. And then he or she or it always gets lonely once it pulls back and finds out that it's actually the only one that exists. So it keeps popping back out into the multiverse. I've felt that before.
I just about forgot how to use this program.
YouTube chat rooms are my only social interaction. There's not a lot available out there. Maybe it's all just a ploy to get everyone 100% getting all of their interactions through the internet. To like fully activate the sort of internet living. Like if you could imagine if the internet has a consciousness and it wanted as much people to be on it as much time as possible, then the COVID thing would make sense as like a means to get to that end.
You're so precious.
She says she saw the same video.
What?
The Yellow Rose for Texas.
I didn't actually watch the video. I just was reading the comments. I get frustrated when I watch her videos because I don't understand what she's showing.
Well, would she be saying that all of our incarnative life spans here have all been in captivity on a ship computer?
I think so. I mean, that's not too far-fetched given like what Shane and Lisa have said.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same idea, just that you add on top of it that maybe we're prisoners of war.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe they've been studying us. Maybe we're Nazi prisoners of war. They've been studying our brains. Who knows?
Maybe we're on a Nachtwaffen ship.
Who?
Nachtwaffen.
Who's that?
It's I think it's Nazi space program fleet. Hey, Mr. West, how you doing? Captors do think we are valuable. Our attention feeds them. Try this. Do not make eye contact when interacting. With who? Are you watching it, Mr. West?
It's like a little Yeti.
Has football even been going on to produce, two top teams to play in the Super Bowl? What did you mention something about? You heard about games with cardboard cutout people in the stands?
I think I did. I don't know if it was football or not.
That would be hilarious.
The difference?
Mm-hmm. The second one is your edit.
No.
Nice. Tom Brady's about to win his 7th Super Bowl. That's actually a thing? People with cardboard cutouts? I mean, if there are only a few reals here and most are NPCs, then the only thing that would be of any value would be to get the reals to pay attention to what you're doing. I would assume. It's a live person in front of little Johnny cutout. What is that? Eye contact thing when interacting with coworkers, family members, anyone that is in your life experience. You're saying when you're communicating with anybody, don't make eye contact and see what happens? For what purpose? We are not in captivity. That can be a perception you embrace. We agreed to come here to become diamonds. I think it's all perceptual. Even if you're in a physical prison, you can make a perception that says you got yourself into there intentionally for some purpose. You don't ever have to believe any particular narrative. You don't have to have any narrative at all. That's how I go normally. No narrative. If you pull up away from all the narratives, then you see just the bare bones of the reality as it's presenting itself. That's how I prefer it. And it doesn't speak in words to you. What if NPCs are just very low consciousness souls? Maybe. Yeah, we've had a bunch of snows.
What happened to them on Thursday?
We probably had 5 or 6 at least good snows. Mm-hmm. We had one that was at least a foot deep.
The first one was the best one, I think.
Yeah, the infamous weekend.
Hmm? That
infamous weekend? Or was that the second one?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and you pretty much missed it because of that.
Mm-hmm. Sabotage. Lots of sabotage trying to go on here. I am able to communicate with Nate spirit to spirit. Who's Nate? Did you get any pictures of me with them?
I had already put my camera away when they were there.
Okay. Those would have been good.
I know. I was afraid as soon as I got my camera back out, then it would be over. So I just watched it and put it in my memory instead.
That's fine. I mean, the premise of Man in the High Castle is if you applied something similar to that to our situation, it would make a whole lot of sense. Like a ton of sense. And that whole narrative of Nazis trying to search for like the Holy Grail, or they were going into the monks' temples and, you know, searching around in Tibet. It would make a lot of sense if they were trying to find that time travel potential, or just even the ability to like technologically usurp going out of body, accessing other realities. Nate is my 5-year-old son. I've had that with Jax. I've had the feeling that I was communicating with him telepathically or spirit to spirit, something like that. Not too often, but it has happened.
She's saying that because her son is non-verbal, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Come here, kitty cat. Come here. My daughter did not use vowels when writing until she was in junior high. Her thoughts are put together differently. Yeah, I'm not really sure how all of the children are going to turn out with the sort of huge amount of stuff that they're subjected to, especially from here on out, even just like the emotional abuse that they're all receiving from the lie that is COVID. Even if it was real, it would be very traumatic, but the fact that it's not makes it even more so in some sense, because it just removes the parent's ability to communicate any reality to them. My nephew is 19, worst autism I could imagine. I mean, even if you don't take any premise that we're on a ship as prisoners of war, this thing that's going on is clearly war tactics. Exactly who's fighting the war, I'm not really certain. And even what it's over. But I would assume it's over souls.
Yeah, they're fighting for the soul of the nation.
Vibrant energy, vital energy. I think those that would war over things learned a long time ago that it's not metal that's valuable, it's not petroleum. Daughter is now 19. What does your daughter say about this place, Michelle? What is she? Does she talk about it? Does she talk about how she perceives this reality? I'm always curious if there are any children that are able to verbalize thoughts about this place. Like someone like Elena, Crystal, and Joey's kid was able to verbalize some thoughts about this place that are reflective of how it actually is, but most kids don't even get told any possibility, so they don't even have the initial thought to start munching on. My cousin was in an institution because of far out thoughts. Yeah, I mean, that's the standard response. That's where conspiracy theorist goes, to the loony bin. Daughter checks out, copes with Instagram. She would rather look at pictures. Your cousin said there was no reason for living, Mr. West? Is that what you're saying? You have to somehow remain curious. That's the only way you can still have impetus to survive and move around in here. Well, that plus you kind of have to have found your inner core something that's not touched by anything around here.
Curiosity can pull you out of the funk, though.
Curiosity, yeah. Even wonder or awe, like if you can remain bedazzled by the things here which are amazing, which is nature and animals and human consciousness that hasn't been fully corrupted, there's plenty of reasons to go on. Daughter still does not talk much, but I trust her spirit. She has a job and takes art classes. Another way of being able to have energy to cope is if you treat it as a challenge. If you treat like every single thing that this place throws at you, essentially from birth, treat it as a fully stacked game that you're not supposed to ever come close to winning. And then you'll start to get pissed off, and then you'll find that energy that will help you do what needs to be done. Because it is completely unfair. It's 100% stacked, and we're essentially blind. So if you're not strong out the gates, then you're just going to become a victim immediately. And if you don't have a good support system, then you'll have family that pretty much supports that victimhood. Or else their solutions will be like, go to school, get a job, like all of this plastic one-dimensional cud. It's hard. I find it hard to talk to people about this type of stuff. Yeah, it's weird how how ingrained the population is with... Is that my picture?
Your picture.
That looks like those things. Those little creatures. Remember that video I took? Never mind. What was I saying?
You find it hard to talk about these things.
Oh. Yeah, like, you say this type of stuff like it's weird stuff. It's just the actual reality. But in a reality that's upside down, that's how it's going to be. It's going to be illegal to talk about the actual reality that you're in, which makes the whole reality a big gaslighting session. And COVID is just another blatant and obvious example of worldwide gaslighting. It stops being worth it to try. Yeah, you have to pick your battles and conserve your energy. If you find out that most people don't want to hear any of it, then yeah, you just don't do it. You don't sit there and try to beat the dead horse. Beat your head against the wall. There's no point whatsoever. So Biden is still apparently, supposedly, the pretend president who's not even in the White House. And he's apparently signing executive orders. This is all hearsay, though. His press secretary only knows how to talk about circling back, and she looks like a hybridized version of Mark Zuckerberg. It's a pretty good show. I'd never heard anybody use that term "circle back" until I saw a mishmash. I think you might have Just like someone made a mashup of 1,000 circlebacks. Do you have your phone?
Mm-hmm.
I think I might have heard something. You might have got a sale.
Oh yeah.
Maybe. Go look. John James, what's up, buddy? Star seeds are powering up. Yes, indeed.
It's a favorite.
Yeah?
Okay.
Okay.
I think so.
Yep. What up? What is happening? This is a pulse check and an energy boost. So if anybody's been feeling lackadaisical, or low on energy, you can regroup here, power up. How have you been doing, John? You're in LA, right? I think you said you were in LA. John Bernard Shaw, welcome. He says when we get out, we will be the Power Rangers of the Godbane.
I get to be Amy Jo Johnson.
Amy Jo Johnson?
Mm-hmm.
Who's that?
The Pink Power Ranger.
Yeah?
The best one.
I never watched that show.
I didn't either. I just know her because she was also in Felicity that I used to watch. And she was in a gymnastics movie about bulimia.
Oh, yeah?
They showed us in school, yeah.
Those kids just annoyed me so much, like how they behaved. When they weren't in the suits.
I
It was
watched
so
the show.
cheesy, oh my god.
I didn't ever watch the show.
So cheesy. I call the green, he was OP. What's OP? Original poster. Yeah, I mean, there's a certain aspect of if you submit someone to too many versions of torture and just generally bad experiences forced, if you don't kill them, then you just turn them into like a super being. And I think they might have realized that already, but it's probably already too late. LA is going nuts. Whole entertainment biz lost like 80% overall. Yeah, that sounds like a good thing. I have a sister in Long Beach. It's a kick not trying not to drown in ego narcissism. Yeah, that's the best way to go down with the ship. Is to let your ego do anything, so I would say don't do that. Email me your birth date and location. I will send you my interpretation. Is California still being real Nazi over there? Are there still lockdowns and stuff, or is it somewhat normal? I used to live in California. We both did. If I turn up missing, Gary, do the right thing. What's that? Go avenge your death? I wouldn't know who to go after. I would have to go after the realm at large. Which I'm already doing anyway, so Where are you from, Mr. West? I don't remember if you ever told me. Is that weeds?
Yeah. I mean, it's just in the field.
You know what I'm talking about, right? That sheet of plastic at the job site with those little creatures.
You're asking me if that's
The dust
if
creatures.
that's what that is.
It reminded me of that.
Oh. No, that's when we were walking that day.
Looks like fire.
And I stopped to take a couple pictures, and you're like, "What are you taking a picture of?" And I was like, "Just
The
whatever
weeds.
those are out there."
The weeds. Yes. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Okay. Who else do we have here? We have California, Pennsylvania, LA and Pennsylvania. You all want to shout out your general location so we can get a little feel of what's going on? One of the Michelles, I think, is in Oregon or Washington, I believe. John Bernard Shaw is in Connecticut. Julie's in Minnesota. I've got some family out in Minnesota. NPC family. Still family. Oof.
Yeah.
Most family is NPC. There's nothing to do about it. No use crying over split milk.
Split.
That was a Ollie and Hardy, Stan Laurel and Oliver Hardy. What were those called? It's like old black and white slapstick comedy. It was pretty good.
Slap them sticks.
NPC family is a tough one. Yeah. They're like your handlers growing up. Most everyone around you turns out to be handlers because most everyone is NPCs. And that's by default handler. You heard of the birth bump? I have not.
I had a birth cone.
What does that mean?
My head was a cone head when that came out.
Nice. That's exciting.
Because they had to pull me out with the tweezers. Or whatever. Forceps, not tweezers.
I was gonna say, were you like 2 ounces? Look at this bald baby. He's still got his bald spots. Look, he just stays asleep.
He's so tired. He must be growing again. He's going ahead and gaining his extra pound for the next week.
He gained a pound in a week.
Yeah,
right?
I think so.
We weighed him, he was 5 pounds exactly, and then about a week, maybe a week and a half later, we weighed him again, and he was exactly 6 pounds. I think he's actually a panther. I don't think he's a cat.
Meow. Look at his face. Oh, sleepy baby.
Are you a panther, kitty cat?
You don't want to talk about it right now.
We're guessing he's going to be around 15 pounds when he's grown up. The other cat is sleeping.
She's pretending to sleep.
She's pretending to sleep. Yeah, she's a pretty jealous individual.
Aww.
But
Poor Zizi.
she tries to hide it. She's completely in love with this one, though. Look at him. He just stays asleep.
Give me that baby. Say, Dad, I'm trying to grow. His balls are so massive.
I feel like Theo. Soul trap, moon recycling deliberately. That's what baby bump is? Placing souls in wrong handler families. So that energies can't coalesce. That's why everyone feels alienated in the home and shuts down. Maybe. I mean, it's really crazy if you think of the multiverse as connected through people's minds. Because from outside of the world to get into this place, you would have to literally incept through one of our minds, or I guess plug into the computer system itself somehow. But it's very strange. Welcome, Black Sun King 19. We created this simulation to gain wisdom through scarcity and falsity. Well, we're doing a pretty good job of that. Mainly the falsity part. Pretty good job. But we can always transcend the madhouse with focus and personal effort and a will to endure. Yeah. You're holding him like the baboon holds Sim in a Lion King. Simba? Does anybody have any memories of coming into this place? Or outside of here? I'm always curious about that one. Highly curious. I put the prairie dog as a thumbnail for this video.
Yours?
Mm-hmm. There was one brave prairie dog today. Normally they squeak and disappear down their little hole, but there was one really brave one, or he was just really tired and he's too lazy to run away. But
He was trying to sleep.
we were able to get within like a foot of him.
Oh no, yeah, the second one. No, he was brave.
Mm-hmm.
Look, here's 5 acres for 55,000
Awesome.
with a cabin and a fifth.
Where is it?
Hartselle? Where's Hartselle?
Not around here.
South, probably.
Is it Colorado?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's probably southern Colorado.
It comes with the fifth wheel?
And a cabin.
What?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a good deal.
Go get it.
I don't have 55.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't. 55,000.
Oh, I thought you said 100. Buildable lot off the grid in Park County. Yeah, we can't really do that.
No, but I mean, it's a good deal. Like, if we did have,
Yeah.
because most of these kinds are like 250,000.
Mm-hmm. How many acres?
5.
Yeah, that'd be good.
It's just south of Denver.
No, not really. I always felt like I wasn't supposed to remember. Michelle Lemus says, I knew from the very beginning this was not my home or my family. I have a brief memory of being in the womb. Weird. Don't know how to put it in words. We mainly want land that's not like just desert land. We want some place to be able to start building on that has at least some access to water, or at least that can be drilled. I mean, with a house would be nice, but yeah, either has a well or
So this is what
could be drilled.
That land in southern Colorado looks like. Most of it looks like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like there's not even any shade. It suck.
Always make shade.
I know, but like it would take time. You know, you gotta go out there and like start planting stuff and irrigating it. And it's desert.
Yeah.
But it's land. I mean,
Yeah. Maybe.
I don't know. I'd rather wait and see if we can do something a little better.
Is everybody still working? How are you guys doing with money? Light.
Well, speaking of, how's everybody doing with money?
Yeah. How's everybody doing with money? At some point, we're gonna have to divorce ourselves from that. Don't know how exactly.
Go on your chest. Coaching.
Yeah. I might be able to get something going through this one guy. Possibly. He's got a nice channel going on.
Yeah.
But I am working tomorrow, at least. I can do some WAG jobs. I can load up the handy app again now that I have tools.
Yeah.
Possibly. It is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. Bob Bolander, welcome. Good with money. Mr. West is an electrician in training. Do we want to get properties in the mountains? Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up here, preferably.
Yep. Up here would be nice.
Or farther west in the Colorado.
Land or land with house. Probably not a house to start off.
Cabin. I'll take
Yeah.
a cabin.
A cabin, if there was one, yeah. It's BJ on Bob's account. Who's BJ? Do you know who BJ is?
Don't make me make a joke.
You can make a joke.
I'm gonna be nasty right now.
Good with the money, retired. Just been saving. Bob is a newbie. Freshly awakened to the realm. Is that what you're saying? If that's the case, it's a very interesting time to be waking up. He says he found me last week. Better late than never, is what I say. Do you have... Oh, newbie to me. Okay. Do you have an awakening story to share with us? Brief? Couple sentence?
You can't do a whole awakening story in a couple sentences.
Yes, you can. It's possible.
I was asleep and I woke up. The end.
I was in lots of pain. Then I woke up, and then I was in a lot more pain.
I was asleep, somebody whacked me on the head, and I woke up. What? I did not say California.
DIAZ52. The Federal Reserve Bank, our central bank that controls our currency, is privately owned. Yeah. The money situation is shenanigans from top to bottom. 100% shenanigans. Reiki Master Healer I am. There you go. I was in Reiki for a little while. I actually have Reiki 2 certification. Maybe I could start offering that around here.
Good luck. Nobody wants to be around anybody.
Oh yeah. Are you having clients, Bob? During this vicious pandemic where everyone's scared of each other?
11 acres in Louisiana for $1,000.
I heard, what's it called?
Because it's flooded.
Hey, there's water. We'll just be floating. Was it Virginia? There was a state that is supposedly super cheap to live in, but then minimum wage is like $5.
Yeah.
I do distance, individual, and planetary healing.
You can do distance Reiki, that'd be good.
But you have clients though, Bob? Have you been doing it for a while? He lives in North Carolina.
No part.
What part? That's where Andrea is from. What's it called again?
What?
That little city?
My hometown?
Yeah.
Wendell.
Wendell. Wendell.
You can't say it right.
25 years. Is that your main occupation or career?
I bet he's in Asheville.
Are you in Asheville?
Or Boone.
Boone? He says Greensboro and Morehead City.
Oh. That's two very different places.
Yeah?
Morehead City's at the beach and Greensboro's like 2 hours west of Raleigh.
Well, he probably moved then. I'd be assuming.
Maybe he has two places. A beach house and a Greensboro house. Greensboro's where I went to college for my 1 semester.
Yeah. I think I'll probably, if I do get like days off, I'll probably actually consciously try and fill it in somehow. Somewhat at least. What?
Nothing.
You thought I always should have been doing that?
I mean, I thought you would have. I'm glad you took a break though, you needed it.
Yeah. We'll see. About 1.5 hours from Raleigh. Night, Michelle. She says, have a good night, kids. Family's done watching the Super Bowl. Time to go play games. I think I'm about to sign off too. Gotta make some lunch, prepare for tomorrow. Zivakte. Go watch Man in the High Castle. It's very enlightening. Huh? Who's he hitting?
Pelosi. It's a joke. He's not really,
Okay.
obviously.
We mostly stay at the beach in Moorhead City now.
That's what I'm talking about.
Well, thanks for hanging out, everybody. Good night. Sweet dreams. Peace. Out.